In this GCSE Maths revision, we are going to learn how to simplify algebraic fractions. We are going to start with simple questions and we progress on to more complex questions. So can we start with this question 1, where we have, you are told to simplify 6x divided by 3. So now a question like this is just like being told 6 divided by 3, then multiplied by x, this x here. But you see, 6 is a constant, and then 3 is also a constant, and I can divide. And because if I divide 3, I'll get 3 by 3, 1 by 3, 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So then 2 multiplied by x, which now becomes 2x, and then becomes the solution for the first question, this question 1 here. So from there, can we go to a bit complex one, this question 2, where you are told to simplify 4x plus 8, then all of it divided by 4. So the first thing you need to understand here is this denominator 4 divides everything in the numerator. So then once you know that, you can separate them and write it like this: 4x divided by 4, then plus 8 divided by 4, like that. And since now they are separated, you can go ahead and divide it. You see 4x divided by 4, as we did in question 1, we separated this x with 4, and it became 4 divided by 4, then multiplied by that x, like that. Then you see 4 divided by 4 is 1, then multiplied by x, it will be x. Then this 8 divided by 4 is 2, because 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. So plus 2, and then becomes the solution for that question 2. So now we have built the foundation. We can continue with more complex questions, like question 3, where we have to simplify 15x squared divided by 5x. So in this question, the first thing you need to note is that we have the variable x and the coefficients 5 and 15. So the first thing we need to separate them, and I can write it like this: 15 divided by 5, and just pick the coefficients, and then I multiply by x squared, which is the variable, the first one for the numerator, divided by this x here, which is the variable for the denominator 5. Then from there, I can do the normal division, where I can divide this 5 by 5 1 by 5 3. So 15 divided by 5 becomes 3. Then multiplied by, I take this x squared. You see, x squared is just like writing it like this: x multiplied by x, then I divide it with this x here, and then in that case this x here will divide with this one here, and we only remain with 1x. So it will be 3 multiplied by x, which now becomes 3x. And that becomes the solution for question 3. And we are progressing on well. Let us do question 4. In this question 4, you are told to simplify x squared plus 5x divided by x. And the first thing I want you to note in this question is that x is in every part of this question. Like we have x squared here, we have x also here, and we also have x in the denominator. As it is, x is common, we can factor it out like this. In the numerator, I can just say it is x into this x squared now will be reduced to x, because x multiplied by x will be x squared, then plus 5. So that 5 multiplied by x will be this 5x, then in brackets, then we divide by this x here. Then from there, you see now we have an x outside, which is a multiplication. So in this case, then it means I can divide this x with this one by x1 by x1, and I remain with x plus 5, like that. Then in this question we have a condition that this x here on the denominator should never be 0, because you cannot divide any number by 0. If you put a 0 here and you divide that number, it will give you a mathematical error. So that's how we do that question. And we can do question 5, which is even more complex than question 4. In this question 5, you are taught to simplify x squared plus 7x plus 12 divided by x plus 3. And the first thing you need to note from this question is that the numerator x squared plus 7x plus 12 is a quadratic equation, so we need to deal with that one first, which is x squared plus 7x plus 12. So to deal with this question, we need to do something we call factorization. We need to factorize this equation. And how we do factorization is that, you see, we have an x squared here, and then we have a coefficient of x here, which is 7, and then we have this 12. So I want to look for two numbers such that when I add those two numbers, when I add them, I'll get a sum of 7, this coefficient of x here, and then when I multiply them, I'll get this constant here, which is 12. So two numbers such that when I add them, I get 7. When I multiply them, I get 12. And those two numbers are just 3 and 4, because look, when I take 3 plus 4, I will get 7, which is the coefficient for x. But then when I take 3 multiplied by 4, I will get 12, which is the constant in the quadratic equation. So those two numbers are 3 and 4. Then from there, instead now of writing 7 here, this, you see, this 7x can also be written as 3x plus 4x. The reason being why I put 3 and 4 is because our two numbers are 3 and 4. So instead of writing 7x, I just wrote 3x plus 4x, which anyway will give us 7x. So now instead of putting 7x here, I can put this 3x plus 4. So it will be now x squared plus 3x plus 4x to replace the 7x, then plus 12, this one here. Then from there, I can just group them like this, like terms together, like this. And then from there, I can factor out any of these values which is common. Like in this case, x is common here. Here we have x squared, so x is common, and then we have x here, so it's common, so I can take it out. And then I have x inside the bracket, so it's multiplied by x will be x squared, then plus 3, because 3 multiplied by x will be 3x, and then plus, again, this, I can take 4 here outside because 4 is common. You can divide 12 by 4. So when I take 4 outside, then here I remain with x, then this x multiplied by 4 would be 4x, then plus 3 plus 4 multiplied by 3 would be 12, like that. But you see, this x plus 3 is common. So I just need to pick one, then I pick this x plus 4. So it will be x plus 4, then again x plus 3. I just picked one of these. So from there, that's now the factorized quadratic. We have factorized this quadratic equation in the numerator or quadratic expression. So from there now we can divide with our denominator, which was x plus 3. This one here. But you see, here x plus 3 and x plus 3, we have x plus 3 in the numerator, we have x plus 3 in the denominator. So I can just cancel them, and I remain with x plus 4, and that becomes the simplified form of this question 5 here. So that's how we simplify algebraic fractions. If you have a question or there is a place you did not understand, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll try my level best to answer. And let us meet in the next lesson where we are going to revise GCSE in another topic. Bye for now.